Okay, so hey, good morning. It's Dave Lockwood with Demolition. We are, I'm kind of excited about today in a way, and so there's a lot of things going on because we've been impacted by these hurricanes. I had Hurricane Milton come in, Hurricane Helene come in, and we have I kind of got sidetracked and kind of pulled off the railroad track for a minute. Oh, yeah. So as you can see behind me, I'm still working out of this Airbnb. The power at my house is on. The internet is on now. I'm using the Starlink. The Starlink is cool. It doesn't download as fast as the internet connections that I have here. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't work properly. I'm not saying that at all. But I think for the normal amount of videos and stuff that we do, allowing a little bit extra time to download with that would work just fine, especially in these emergency situations. And I think normal usage of the internet, I think is probably perfectly fine. So those are some things to keep in mind with the Starlink. I have the ease of setup was very, very, very easy to set up, amazingly easy to set up. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a story about that. So. Got a lot of extra things to do. I normally have a lot of things to do anyway because we're doing a lot, and I'm kind of wearing several hats for a while because I need to get proficient in some things that I need to supervise, and the way to do that is to know how to do it yourself. So what I'm talking about is like WordPress. I don't want to become a WordPress expert, but I need to know enough about it so I can supervise whoever's running it, whoever's doing that. The SEO stuff, I'm going to learn enough about that. I kind of know a bunch about that over the years. I've learned how to do a lot of that. And then I could go on 30 other things, learning how to set a Starlink up and so on and so forth. So the cool thing about this is, so I'm in a hurry, I'm leaving, blah, 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 and I walk over, I look at the Starlink, and it's got this thing that's this big. It's the instruction manuals, and it's like really silly, stupid, big pictures and stuff. So the first thing to do was take a picture of the QR code. So I did that. Got distracted by something, I don't know, Angie was doing, or the movers or whatever, I don't remember what. But so I do that, and we ended up leaving for the day. And I come back, and I pull up to the truck, I pull up to the house, hit the garage door opener, which was one of the first things to start working properly. I hit that, go inside, and my phone says, your Starlink has connected successfully. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I did take it and put it, I plugged the Ethernet cable into the receiver, and I plugged that into the power pack, and I plugged that into the thing that broadcasts the signal. I did that before I left. So, all right, that was it. Now I went to the computer and it said Starlink. I just punched Starlink. It had no, you have to set up your privacy code and all that stuff, and I hadn't set that up yet. So, bang, I was on. It was nice. Now, I hear people saying they bought them for $400 and so on and so forth. I bought this bigger one, I think. It's $700. It's $120 a month. That's what I dealt with, okay? Maybe I missed out on something, some good deal or something, but at any rate, with the generator and the Starlink, when I have these problems in the future, these hurricane problems, I can function from my house without, tying up one of these Airbnbs, depending on how much impact the house has got. So that's cool. The island's notorious for not having power for days and not having internet for days. So the internet was out it was last Wednesday when it hit, and it was back on yesterday afternoon. So that's a week. That's not terrible, but if that's the only option you got, that's terrible because you can't function if you're doing the kind of stuff that we're doing here. So here's where I'm at now. Okay, so the junk removal book is going through its final revisions. I'm going to get with them today. The Blake on the other book, he's pushing me for some information. So basically what I need to do with him is I need to get, I set up an extra Instagram account and I need to get it to work. For some reason I have some sort of a brain fart with Instagram. I can't seem to get it to work. So not only there, but on the other stuff that we do. So those two things, and then he wants some stock pictures, some pictures from me he had a bunch of pictures on my website, and they were all stock pictures he picked up off the internet. And I'm thinking, why wouldn't he have asked me for those? So I let him know I have them. So he said, okay, we'll send them. Well, I haven't got to that yet. That's something I'm going to work on this morning. So we got all that going on. Now there is a guy named Zollner. I hired him a long time ago, and I realized I started the process with him sooner than I should have. So basically what he has is he is the guy to go to set up. You want to do your e-courses, and you want to do your you want to do coaching and stuff like that. And he's got a format for that. And I spent a bunch of time on that, and I have most of that. I have a good portion of that set up and is ready to go. So it's pretty cool now that I'm going to plug into it. It shouldn't take long. The cool thing is it's a lifetime membership with him. Hopefully he's not going to charge me more to help me walk through this because I didn't do it before. Very expensive, 15 grand. So Logan's been on me about that. So he thinks I'm just spending money just to spend money, and he doesn't realize there's a master plan. Now, it's the first time I've ever done this, so it's going to take some time to figure it out. So each one of these things I'm learning how to do. The cool thing about when we went to Vid Summit, the very first person that I went and went through their keynote, well, this was a lady who was teaching people how to get government contracts. That's her niche. Excuse me, my goodness. She inspired you to quit trying to make everything perfect and just get the content out there. She recommended that you write a book. She recommended that you do a certain amount of vlogs and all that stuff. And that's a common thread that I've seen out of people who are doing a lot, who have something to say about stuff, who have something special that isn't readily available to everybody. So the cool thing about our channel is trying to duplicate our channel if somebody ever wants to. They got a lot. We do a lot, and it's really cool stuff and a lot of neat things. And I can't wait for us to get more exposure, more people to know about us, because I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I think we run across interesting stuff nonstop. The video we're putting out this week, our regular video, is really cool. The craziest thing is looking at when Hurricane Debbie came in. This was about a month or maybe 2 months ago, and then Helene, and then Milton. We got like 127 videos on what happened with these hurricanes impacting Fort Myers Beach and Bonita Springs. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot. And some of these have got some significant viewership from our standpoint. Some of them are like 400,000 views. So a lot of them are, they're not much, but I think And I'm trusting in what Daryl has taught me, and that these things in the future are going to be, if it's a 400,000 video, it's going to be 1 million or 2 million over the course of years. These things, the cool thing about every one of these videos is it's like you're planting a tree. You're putting a seed in the ground, you're growing a tree. And each one of these things help your channel lift up. Now, our numbers, our baseline when we went to Vid Summit was about 24,000, 22,000 per 48 hours, which is the way I have my YouTube set up. And then it was like, sometimes there's 100 or 200 or 300 views per hour overnight. So right now we're at about 800 views per 60 minutes, and we've had 72,000 views in the last 48 hours. Now, in the middle of Milton, in the middle of just getting the shorts underway, and I haven't gotten as many shorts out as I had. I had kind of a system rolling until the 3 weeks that have been kind of sideways because of the storms. But that baseline is way bigger than it was before. So if we just rode a wave and we're coming back to baseline, that's not terrible. Things that are going on in our heads is we're trying to figure out the rinse and repeat part of what we do, which is bringing the same content, just different flavors. It's kind of like Pawn Stars. They got kind of a format of what they do. It's predictable. It's the same thing over and over and over. Now, they do other things. I mean, they take you out in the parking lot and show you stuff that people bring in and so on and so forth. And that would be a bucket. The other bucket would be meeting at the counter and, well, what do you got? What do you want for it? What do you think? And that kind of stuff. So the same thing. We're doing the same thing. Now, when I talk to Daryl is a very successful man, and I am reasonably successful, and I've been in the sales business for a long time, and you learn to read people. You read their body language, and his body language about what we do is super excited about the fact that he compares us to Storage Wars, he compares us to Pawn Stars and American Pickers. So those are all things that are extremely exciting to me, because those are all things that I'm interested in personally. So pretty much the vlog for today is where we're heading and what we're getting started. So we're kind of like, we got our wheels back on, we're back in the house. I have this set up at the Airbnb. When I leave today, it'll come with me. So we'll be working from the house starting on tomorrow. And the things I'm moving towards is I'm going to jump on this SEO stuff, and I'm going to use an AI helper to do that. Then I'm going to get my shorts up and running. And basically what I've been doing is I've been doing 5 shorts, direct shorts, and doing 5 that Opus put together, and then blasting the 5 that Opus puts together out onto multiple platforms. And I think that'll ramp up our numbers again. Meanwhile, we're finishing up our video for Friday, which is a really cool video because we found a really neat thing in an attic, and I'm pretty excited about that. The other thing that we're doing is we did a video on all that sand that's missing on the Bonita Beach. We did a video. We went and took our drone and went all the way down the 2 miles and showed how much of the beach is missing. And it's wild that these houses are this close to the ocean. I mean, these are very, very, very expensive houses, and they're like really close to the ocean, way closer than they used to be. Missing like 50 to 100 foot of their beach, and they're hauling it down the street to clean it when they should be putting it back on, because there is a storm in the Atlantic. Whether it's 60% chance that it's going to develop into something, which, when you looked at Milton had like a 50% chance of developing, and it did develop. Now, as to whether it's going to come here or not, well, that's a whole that's a whole different ballgame. You just don't know. It's got a lot of places to go, and hopefully it's not going to go here. Let's see what else we're going to do. I'm going to get Blake the information he needs. I'm going to get with Adam. These guys they wear me out. I have to say, they wear me out. They're, I don't know. I'm thinking this third book, I'm just going to write the whole thing myself and do the editing myself and so on and so forth with a helper. I'm going to hire somebody here shortly. Hire somebody that's way better than I am. The only thing holding me back from hiring somebody is the fact that I'm going to have to go work with them somewhere and not work with them from my house. Because Angie doesn't want anybody working from her house. I don't really care. I just don't have those. I just don't have those issues. But you know, I am married, and that's part of the game. So got to respect that. She doesn't like me showing our house and stuff like that. And pretty transparent person. I don't worry about stuff like that. I'm not fearful of anything, really. I'm not. I'm just not. So maybe I should be. You know, some people are so fearful of the government, showing them this and showing them that. But you know what? I just don't think we do stuff that we need to be fearful about. So so anyway, that's it. So, and then as soon as I get done with that, I'm gonna start back into this honor program, and I'm going to go ahead and set up a few things and start to market some things where we can make some money. So far on this, we make a little bit on ad revenue. It's nothing. It doesn't come close to covering Kenny and Hudson's money. We spent a lot of money on equipment and stuff like that. Not really that much, but we have. It's this camera that I'm talking into, it was $800. The other camera, I didn't buy all the doodads with it. It was $600 and something. So this stuff adds up. This computer system I'm running on, about $4,500. It's a gaming system set up so that it can run and process faster. So stuff like that. It just, everything adds up. So we're building the foundation. We're about ready to start building the house, and that's what's exciting to me. So I've got my 100 vlogs done. I've got one book almost done. I'm going to go ahead and start banging out these courses. And I like how Zahner does this because I can kind of do it as we go. And because he's basically saying you need to do it a certain way, because what's going to happen is you're going to spend all this time putting together what you think everybody wants, and you're going to find out that they don't want what you think they want, even though it's well intentioned. He says what you're going to ask questions about, you need to answer. You need to take the questions from this week and answer them next week, because that's what they need to know. And that's where you need to go with this thing. And he said basically what you can do is you can put together the content in the week for the next week and just keep doing that. And the next thing you know, by the time you're done, you have your e-course, which I had a hard time putting my mind around that in the beginning. After going through Vid Summit and listening to all the different people that I've listened to over the times that we've done what we've done so far, I have to say that I'm going to bite off on that, and we're going to run with it. So at any rate, this is Remove It Pros Demolition. This is our pure entrepreneur site, Remove It Pros Pure Entrepreneur. We also have a Remove It Pros junk removal site that I'm put together, and I'm going to use it to promote the book. And what I'm going to do on that is I'm going to teach people how to do a lot of the stuff that we do every day and do it for free. So that's it. So I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and please pass this on to somebody that can use it. The world needs more entrepreneurs, and it's not like we're something special. We're not. We're just ordinary people who've decided that we're going to do something that a lot of people have been convinced that they can't do.